welcome to this video. In today's video, we'll be looking at my 3 layers of thinking. This is an article that I made. You can find it in the comments section and in the description. Without further ado, let's get right into this. We all think and process information. How we do so can drastically affect the way we live our lives. I formulated a 3-layered system of thinking where we use 3 different forms of thinking. 2 of them you've heard of, 1 of them I made up. Alright, so this would be pragmatic thinking, Socratic thinking, and the one you've never heard of, universal believing. Most people tend to think pragmatically. It's not wrong, it's at a level that is most practical. It's more results oriented and it works for the most part. Now, right off the bat, let's get into a quote. William James, an American psychologist in the late 1800s, explains that pragmatism's only test of probable truth is what works best in the way of leading us what fits every part of life's best and combines with the collectivity of experience's demands, meaning that the value of an idea is based on how it works in practice. Now, on the contrary, Aristotle says, quote, "That which is desirable on its own account for the sake of knowing is more of the nature of wisdom that is desirable on its own account of its results." Meaning that pragmatic thinking only goes so far. Rather, other forms of thinking, philosophical, are of more wisdom. Now, this argument isn't to prove one right and one wrong. I do not believe that this form of thinking and the other is any less or more important than each other. In fact, the argument is that they should work together. You see, pragmatic thinking alone can lead you to be spiraled into this idea that this is right and this is wrong. Alright, now that can be dangerous. Because say, this is right to you and this is wrong to you, but it's flipped. That isn't the reality. That's the reality that was given to you because it's most practical. That can become dangerous. That can become dangerous in the literal sense of your life danger, but more so in the sense that sharing and believing ideas and following ideologies can become a lot more dangerous and oriented around this, which can be harmful to your thinking ecosystem. So then we have to go into Socratic thinking. That'll be the second layer of this. You have to have Socratic thinking and pragmatic thinking. Alright, Socratic thinking can be defined as knowing you know nothing. As Socrates said best, the only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing, which means that recognizing the fact that you know nothing is the wisest. It's critical thinking, not a lack thereof. Now, it's the lack thereof thinking that somebody could get it mixed up that could make it more harmful, right? Because you're not supposed to fully believe in this. You're not supposed to you're supposed to believe it, but you're not supposed to use Socratic thinking like that. You don't use Socratic thinking to prove your stupidity or anybody else's stupidity. You use it to be smarter, to be more understanding, to be more intelligent, to be more wise. Socratic thinking isn't believing nothing matters. That's nihilism. This is not nihilism. Now on the other end of that, there is universal believing. This one I made, and it can be described as the belief that all things that have happened, are happening, will happen, didn't happen, aren't happening, and won't happen are all simultaneously inevitable 100% of the time, at the same time. All things are both true and false. Everything that is isn't, and everything that isn't is and isn't. Okay, all of this it sounds unbelievable, it sounds very contradictory, and it is contradictory, but it's beneficial in understanding how little everything matters because it's all inevitable and it's all true and it's all false. Alright, this is both knowing everything and knowing nothing at the exact same time, and this can remove your fears, remove your anxieties, because you understand that there is no controlling. There is no such thing as control. You are a human being. Or maybe there is, but who's to say? You have no control over that ideology. Alright, this is the understanding of understanding. This is letting go. Alright, while Socratic thinking would be to promote critical thinking, this is to as well not to diminish critical thinking, but this is in order to understand that you understand nothing. Not just that you know nothing, but that nothing and everything is true. It's a very complex form of thinking, and I understand completely if you don't understand. That's why you're not supposed to think too much about it. You can if you really want to, and if you understand how to do that without filling yourself with existential nihilism. Alright, I'm not diminishing existential nihilism. That's a whole other topic. Alright, I didn't even really write that down in here. Now, this can lead to the same problem as Socratic thinking, where you think nothing really matters at all. Now, this is why you also need the pragmatic thinking. You need that form of practical thinking too. Because if you don't have that, it won't ground these two. And these won't ground it. You need it all to ground each other to work in a symbiotic ecosystem, not against each other. Now, that's basically the whole theme. Alright, I'm going to say one more quote from somebody because I think that it's a really valuable quote by Donella H. Meadows. Remember always that everything you know and everything everyone knows is only a model. Invite others to challenge your assumptions and add their own. Remember that. Keep that in your head. Now, in the paragraph, in the article, I said something completely different. Please read that. Please read that. It's a really good read, and this video is really quick, and it's not intended to go into deep topic about this. But, I really do recommend that. Anyways, goodbye. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching this. Please look down in the comments or in the description to find that link, and have a wonderful night. Goodbye. This took so long. I did so many takes, and oh my gosh, this I underestimated how difficult it would be to do this. You would think that reading off of something and then just sharing a few ideas, you'd think it would go quicker, be easier.